I'm Bob Heich, the deer hunter who invented the tree lounge. Many years ago, when I told my hunting friends that I had invented a new type of tree stand, one that was a reclining lounge chair that could climb trees and that you could carry on your back, boy, did they laugh. But once they saw the tree lounge, they quit laughing, for the tree lounge is a reclining lounge chair that telescopes into a compact unit for easy carrying and make climbing trees so easy that it's fun.
He's down. He's down right there. He's down. He's hit. Got him. He's hit. He's down right there in the gate. He's down right there.
Hello everybody, I'm Dean Durham. You know I've hunted whitetails all of my life, and over the past 20 years I've produced hundreds of hunting TV shows and videos, and I've discovered a method of hunting that has proven successful time and time again. And up until now, I pretty much kept this technique to myself. Over the next hour, I'm going to share some of my hunting secrets with you. And I'd like to invite you to join me for some of the most exciting deer hunting action you've ever seen, using what I call the tree lounge method of hunting. Hey, let's go hunting. Hey, it's about midday. I found an excellent spot to hunt. Look at this watering hole here. I've scattered this whole area, and this is the only water I found within a mile or so. There's all kind of deer tracks around here, and it's pretty obvious that these deer are using this daily. Over here is all kind of trails, all kind of rubs, pawings. There's a lot of buck sign in this area. There's a good thicket all the way around me with a little opening here around this watering hole. This is a great spot. I'm really excited about this. You know, if you can find a place like this along with some good food source, it'll often pay off in success. I'm going to take my tree lounge and get up here about 25 feet high and see what happens this afternoon. Hey, let's go hunt. Hunting this close to the watering hole, it's important to climb high. I'm climbing up about 25 to 30 feet, well above the deer's sense of smell and eyesight. A couple of hours later, after sitting in complete comfort in my tree lounge, a young buck walks right beneath my tree without ever knowing I was there. With all the buck sign in the area, I decided to pass him up.
There's a big buck coming in. Coming right at me. That's a good buck. Came out from behind me and came right under me. That is a fine buck. Let's get down and go to him. Man, what a buck. Look at the size of this buck. Big, heavy horn 10-pointer. Look at that rack. Wow, look at that. Look how heavy it is at the base. Good spread, heavy all the way up. This is probably a 4.5 or 5.5-year-old buck. Gosh, I've had a great hunt. I'll tell you what I've done. I got my tree lands today about 12. It's about 4 in the afternoon. I've seen several deer. You know, it's real hot today, and I think the key to success here is to get high over these watering holes and a good mass crop here in the acorn trees, and you know, the rut's kicking in. It's just been a great day. The combination added up to a great hunt. I've really had a good time. Look at this buck. Man, what a buck.
Every year, there are millions of deer hunters who dream of getting out into the autumn woods. Each of them looks forward to having the opportunity to slow down and relax, to enjoy the great outdoors, and to match his wits with trophy white-tailed bucks. However, a large majority of these hunters will have their dreams and their hunting trips completely ruined by unsafe and uncomfortable tree stands. Instead of the hunting trip they dreamed of, each trip will turn into a miserable battle of endurance with a pain in the backside. Unable to endure the misery and the pain, many of them will give up and go home empty-handed. The hunter who uses the tree lounge doesn't have this problem, for the tree lounge is just as comfortable as a reclining lounge chair. It's also user-friendly. It telescopes into a compact unit for easy carrying. It fits your back like a backpack. It takes 2 or 3 minutes to attach the tree lounge to a suitable tree ready for climbing. The tree lounge uses a stand-up, sit-down method of climbing. Climbing is so easy that it's fun. There are no straps or bungee cords on the foot climber to hassle with. Just stick your toes in and start climbing. Most hunters who use the tree lounge find that they're able to stay in their stand for 8 to 10 or even 12 hours at a time in complete comfort. Since the comfort of the tree lounge greatly increases hunting time, most of our customers carry a good supply of food in their utility pack. If they get hungry, they have a snack. If things slow down or they get sleepy, they put their gun in the gun holder, fix their pillow, and take a nap. Hunting with the tree lounge takes the hassle, the worry, and the misery out of tree stand hunting. It just helps make your hunting trip more enjoyable, the way they're supposed to be. Or to put it another way, hunting with the tree lounge helps make your hunting dreams come true.
Hey, it's about midday. I've got my tree lounge set up on this tree here. I'm going to climb up about 20 feet, and when I get up there, I'll be able to see this whole area. And behind me here is a big cane thicket, as you can see, that runs out here toward the back of a field. there's an old farm up here, and I believe these deer have been feeding in the back of these fields late in the evenings like this. Off to my left, there's another thicket. There's all kind of trails crossing here. It's just really an excellent spot. I believe it's going to be a good evening. Now, off to my right here is another thicket. I can see this whole area. You know, late in the season like this, you really can't rely on the post rut. You got to figure on the feeding situation. I believe I'm in a good spot. Hey, let's go hunt.
During late season in many areas, deer are skittish and spooked from hunting pressure. It's important this time of year to hunt high and climb quietly, especially if you're hunting close to active trails like I am today. After about an hour in my tree lounge, a young buck came along and put on a real show by horning a tree right in front of me. This buck will be a shooter in another year or so.
There's some deer. There's a buck. That's a good buck. Get a shot at him. He's hit. That's a good buck. He's hit right there behind those canes. He went down right there. Let's get down and go to him. Yeah, he's down. That is a nice buck. Look at there. Beautiful rack, good and high and wide. I'll tell you what, this old buck came out and gave me a perfect shot. He stopped right there. There was a couple of does with him. I guess they were heading to this feeding area over here. There's a field behind me here, and they were coming right into it on that trail. That just goes to show you, if you key in on the trails between the bedding areas and the feeding areas, it'll pay off. Look at this beautiful buck. I really had a great hunt.
In our brochure, we make the claim that hunting with the Tree Lounge gives a gun hunter 6 advantages which can double their chances of seeing or shooting deer. Comfort is the first of these 6 advantages, for there's a direct relationship between comfort and success when tree stand hunting. Studies have shown that there are 3 major deer movements: morning, midday, and evening. The comfort of the Tree Lounge lets a hunter take advantage of all 3. It's not uncommon for a Tree Lounge hunter to stay in their tree stand from dawn till dusk. This much is certain: if a hunter comes down from his hunting stand in the morning and returns in the evening, he'll miss half of each hunting day. He's going to miss seeing or shooting a lot of deer. This is especially true during the rut. A hunter who stays in his stand will have a better chance of seeing or shooting deer. Now let's join Dean as he hunts the rut in South Alabama.
This is the tree I'm going to be hunting in tomorrow. I'm going to climb up before daylight about 25 feet high in my tree lounge. My plan is to get up there and hunt all day long. You know, with the rut on like this, I should be able to see deer all during the day. I've got a great area here. There's a great food source, a lot of acorns, a lot of browse. There's trails, there's rubs, there's ponds everywhere. I'm sure there's a lot of bucks here. It's thick as well as open, and I should be able to see a long area once they get up. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's hunt.
Hunting during the rut is the most exciting time of the season to hunt whitetails. During the peak of the rut, I spend all day long in my tree lounge. I've harvested a lot of nice bucks during the midday due to the rut. Each year during the rut, I get the opportunity to pass up numbers of young bucks, like this 8-pointer that comes right under my stand.
There's some deer. That's a buck running a doe. There's 2 does. That's a big buck. There's 2 bucks. There's 3 bucks. Boy, they're rutting hard right here. Look at this. That brush is awful thick. When he goes out of that brush, I'm going to try to get a shot. Look at him running that doe. There's 3 bucks and 2 or 3 does. They're running all over this place. That 1 buck's a good buck. Come on out, come on out.
They are really rutting. Look at this. Look at them run those does. Come on around, come on around. A little further. Oh, that's a good buck. That's a big buck. He's been running this doe all around out here. He's rutting strong. He's down right there. That is a big mature buck. Let's get down and go to him. Look at this buck. What a rack. Look at that. Look at the bases on these antlers. They must be 7.5 or 8 inches around. Look how gnarly that is. That's a big wide spread. Heavy mass. Look at those G2s, probably 10 or 11 inches long. This old buck's in the rut. Look at his swell neck. He probably goes better than 200 pounds on the hoof, I'll tell you. This buck and a couple more bucks were running a group of does around. You know, the rut's in full swing, and they were running these does all through this brush. And as soon as I saw this buck, I knew I wanted to take him, but I couldn't ever get him to stop in the open long enough to get a shot. And finally, after running around and around, he stopped and gave me a shot at him, and I was able to harvest him. I tell you, this has been a great hunt. You know, I think the success to this hunt today was for me to get in that tree lounge and hunt high. I've been there all day long. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I've seen a lot of deer today, and it has really paid off.
This stand is no doubt one of the safest and most comfortable stands on the market today.
With the tree lounge, you can sit all day long, just like in your recliner at home.
The tree lounge is about the most comfortable tree stand that I've ever sat in.
The tree lounge is the most comfortable stand you'll ever want to use to hunt.
Got him.
Dean shot this nice buck in the middle of the day during the rut. Without the comfort of the tree lounge, he may not have been in his stand when this buck came by. The ability to safely hunt high is the second tree lounge advantage that affects one's chances of seeing or shooting deer. The tree lounge offers 5 features that affect safety. The first is tree holding ability. The tree lounge utilizes these 2 heavy-duty cleats that grip the front side of a tree like a vise. The tree lounge will even safely grip a metal pole. The second one is stability when shifting weight. Again, these 2 heavy-duty cleats are like no other. Once in place, you don't have to worry about your tree lounge shifting. Next, the tree lounge is tough, constructed of the finest materials money can buy. Each tree lounge is stress-tested and can hold up to 1,000 pounds of static weight. Fourth, with the tree lounge's unique safety side rails, you don't have to worry about falling out of your stand. You can even sleep in it. And finally, your tree lounge safety belt is the best safety system in the business and snaps on in seconds, keeping you safe whether climbing, hunting, or descending. Don't you owe it to yourself and your family to use the safest tree stand you can find? Most professionals agree the tree lounge is the safest tree stand you can own.
Jay Scrawbotch of Springfield, Ohio, harvested this beautiful record-book white-tailed buck that scored an impressive 172 1/8 on the Pope & Young scoring system. Jay took this buck during archery season using his tree lounge with bow adapter.
The tree lounge has got to be the safest stand, first of all. That's one of the biggest selling points for me. My wife is a big advocate of safety, and she worries about us when we're out in the woods. And so bought the tree lounge because we looked at the video together and saw it was the safest, definitely the safest tree stand out in the market.
I've got my tree lounge set up on this big hardwood tree right on the edge of this wheat field. When I climb up about 20 feet or so, I'll be able to see this whole corner down here and hopefully get a shot at one close. As you can see behind me, this field runs several hundred yards this way, but look how dreary and foggy it is this evening. It's been raining, it's really nasty and cold. Off to my right here is a big thicket of hardwoods. There's all kind of swamps and just really great buck country. I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of sign in here. I found all kind of trails. Found some good horn trees, a lot of pawns. I believe there's several good bucks using this area. Now I think right at dark this evening they'll probably come out into this wheat. That's what I'm hoping for. On my right here, this corner narrows down. It's only about 150 yards wide here in this corner. I'm hoping that they'll be crossing and coming to this field right here in front of me. So I'm really looking forward to this evening's hunt. Hey, let's go hunt.
Hunting farmland bucks during late fall has always been productive for me over the years. The key to success here is to find where the deer are coming into the fields, locate a tree that gives you a good view of the area, climb high, relax, and wait. Hunting high will usually double or even triple the area you can see. It's simple logic. Cover more area and see more deer.
There's a deer. That's a buck. That's a good buck. He's in the woods. He's right on the edge of the woods. Yeah, that's a good buck. He's coming in the field. I get a shot at him. He's hit. He's down. Look at that body. Gosh, this is a nice buck. Look at that rack. Isn't that something? Perfect 10-pointer. Isn't that beautiful? Gosh, I'll tell you what, it's been a great evening. You know, hunting these food plots and wheat fields like this time of year is absolutely a ball. This buck came out right before dark, had a couple of does with him, and he came out way out, probably 350, 400 yards, and then he kept working closer and closer. He got within about 250 yards and it was getting dark and I knew I had to take a shot. I tell you, it's been a great hunt. I really had a good time. Look at this buck.
Once you learn to hunt high enough that wind direction doesn't matter, you can then concentrate on placing your tree lounge in the best possible spot in your area. Hunting high played a very important role in this next hunt in southeast Georgia.
Well, it's about midday. I've got my tree lounge set up on this big sweet gum tree. I'm going to climb up probably 22, 25 feet. And when I get up there, I'll be able to overlook this opening here in the swamp. This is a big opening right in the middle of a thick area. Behind me is a good cane thicket, all kind of palmetto bushes, and just good browse in here for deer. Plus, there's a lot of chestnut oak trees in here, and these bucks love to feed on these oak trees. There's all kind of trails, all kind of pawns, all kind of horn trees. This is an excellent spot. It ought to be a good afternoon. Hey, let's go hunting.
In addition to hunting high, it's important to place your stand where you will have the best view of your hunting area. Also, place your stand where the sun will be behind you. This will make it easier for you to see the deer, but will make it harder for them to see you.
There's a deer. It's a buck. That's a shooter buck. Coming right at me. That's a good buck. He's down right there. Let me get in and go to him. Yeah, he's down. Look at there. Look what a nice buck. That's a good 10-pointer, probably a 3.5-year-old buck. Earlier I saw some does in a younger buck that came right by me. I'll tell you, hunting this area with a feed like this, you know, got all these acorn trees here and a lot of trails, a lot of good buck sign, and the rut right on top of us. It didn't take long to get this buck. I only hunted probably an hour or so, and I set up in midday. So that goes to show you that hunting all day long sometimes really pays off. I've really had a great hunt.
And I am an avid bow hunter, and I feel safer in that tree stand bow hunting out of it than any other tree stand I've ever hunted out of in my entire life. And I've been hunting about 30 years.
The thing that I like about the tree lounge the best is the safety of it. My hunters have no trouble getting up into them. I've been using tree lounge now probably for the last 7, 8 years. I've never had a problem with hunters falling out of them, anything.
I
especially like the ease with which it climbs. And then once you're in the tree, which is where you spend most of your time during the day, you feel real safe. When you have a lot of confidence in your equipment, I think you're going to hunt better.
Stand mobility is another advantage of hunting with the tree lounge. In many situations, it can be better to hunt a new location each day, and sometimes you may even want to hunt one area in the morning and move to another location for the afternoon hunt. Or you may discover a line of fresh scrapes or other hot spots that you want to hunt. The easy carrying, setup, and climbing of the tree lounge gives you the mobility that you need to spend your hunting time in the best places you can find.
Scouting plays a major role in successful whitetail hunting, especially when you're hunting a mature buck. On this particular hunt, I've already hunted a couple of locations in this area without seeing a shooter buck. If I feel like there's a mature buck nearby, I'll keep scouting until I find the right kind of buck sign combined with a good food source near bedding areas.
Look at this grape. Look where this old buck has rubbed this tree. I'll tell you, this is an excellent spot. There's no doubt there's a big buck here, probably several bucks. There's plenty of sign here. I'm gonna hunt this little opening right here, and definitely looking forward to tomorrow's hunt. I think I'm gonna put my tree lounge in that tree right there. That's a good looking spot.
This morning started out just like my previous location, with a young buck moving through my area. This is common during the rut. I've seen signs of a mature buck, so I'm just gonna kick back in my tree lounge, be patient, and enjoy my hunt. Patience has paid off again. It's mid-afternoon. I've been in my tree lounge since before daylight, and finally, out of nowhere, the mature buck that I knew was in the area walks right in front of me.
That's a good buck right there. Let me get in and go to him. That's a good buck. He's down. Look at the size of this buck. Isn't that a beautiful rack? Look how tall it is. Look at those brow tines. That's a big 10-pointer with G2 forks, 12-pointer. Isn't that something? I knew there was a big mature buck in this area. He had these trees torn up and there's pawns everywhere. You know, with a rut on like this, it's a lot of fun to hunt these big bucks and just stay in your stand all day. Now, I've seen several smaller bucks today, and it's mid-afternoon. This buck came in trailing a doe evidently late in the afternoon like this. I've been in that tree lounge since daylight. It couldn't get any better. I've really had a ball.
As you can see from these photographs, Fulton Greer of Franklin, Tennessee is a very successful whitetail hunter. Fulton attributes much of his hunting success to the use of his tree lounge.
The tree lounge is a great product to be able to backpack into the hunting area you're hunting in. It's compact, it's comfortable, it doesn't ride you anywhere. It's good, easy to put on the tree, and it's easy to climb with. Thanks to Tree Lounge, I've been able to harvest many of these Tennessee trophy bucks year after year, and would recommend this product to any serious hunter.
The ability to hunt quietly is another tree lounge advantage that affects one's chances of seeing or shooting deer. If you put a tree lounge together properly, it will not make any noise when carrying. You'll make some noise when attaching the tree lounge to a tree, but being careful, you can keep this to a minimum. Once you learn how to climb properly, you should be able to climb so quietly that someone standing 50 feet away cannot hear you. However, noise when shifting your weight when getting into hunting position is far more important than when carrying, attaching, or climbing. For the last thing you want when you have a big buck under your stand and you're trying to get into shooting position is a noisy tree stand. All it takes is one little squeak or rattle and he'll be gone. Noise is not a problem when hunting with the Tree Lounge, for the Tree Lounge is one of the quietest tree stands made. The Tree Lounge lets you get into shooting position without making any noise.
This impressive Hoping Young buck was taken by Jeff Bowman of Webster County, West Virginia. This big whitetail grossed 162 3/8 and after deductions netted 150 4/8. Jeff harvested this buck using his tree lounge, and over the years he's filled his trophy room with numbers of nice bucks. He attributes much of his success to the tree lounge. Now, let's hear Jeff's story.
I was in my tree lounge, and it was Monday morning. It was really cold. And I had my tree nest and everything, and I was pretty well comfortable. And here came two does, and here come this big fellow following him. I stood up. Tree lounge never made a sound, never knew I was there. Gave me a perfect 20-yard shot. Busted him. Well, he's a 14-point with a main 10-point frame. He scored 162.3. He's about 6 inches around down here at the base of each horn, and up here he's about 7.5 inches. I killed him with a bow, and at one time he was a state record, but he's failed a couple since then. He's number 4 now. I own and like the tree lounge because it's safe. I can stay in it all day. I can change clothes in it. I can take naps in it. It's easy to climb with. It's easy to carry. It helped me harvest this fine buck right here, and I would highly recommend it to anybody who's a serious deer hunter.
Now let's join Dean on a whitetail hunt in the southern farm country of South Carolina.
I've got my tree lounge set up on this tree here on the edge of this wheat field. Now behind me you can see this big swamp, and on the far side is this wood line where I found all these trails leading into this field. There's all kind of oats and wheat out here. This is an excellent food plot. In the evening time is when these deer hit the field. There's all kind of buck sign over there. I found horn trees, I found scrapes, trails everywhere. I'm really looking forward to this evening's hunt. I tell you what, I'm going to get up here and get set up and see what happens. Hey, let's go hunt.
Hunting food plots in farm country can be very productive for harvesting whitetail bucks, especially during late season. A key factor is to locate where trails come into the field. Once you find where the deer are coming in, back off about 100 yards or so, climb high, and wait. A flat shooting rifle is important, and the evenings is by far the most productive time to hunt. The mature bucks almost always come out right at dark.
There's a deer. That's a buck, that's a good buck. He's in the woodline across this wheat field here, about 150 yards, walking in the woods just out of the field to my left. Yeah, that's a good buck. He's coming in the field. Oh, he's working further away. I'm gonna see if I can take a shot at him. He's hit. He's in the woods. He's down. He's down right at the edge of the woods. That is a good buck. He came out and worked all the way down that wood line and came out in the field. And I thought I'd watch him a minute, and then he started going away from me. He's hit good. He went down right in the edge of the woods. I tell you what, it's about dark. Let me get in right quick and get over there to him. Look at the size of this buck. Big old body. Look at that rack. Look at there. That is a huge 8-pointer. That must be 23 or 24-inch main beams. Look at this mass. This is a good mature buck. He's probably 5.5 or 6.5 years old. I'll tell you, hunting these food plots late in the evening like this is really productive. This buck came out right at dark. It's almost dark. He hit the field and gave me a good shot. Look at there. I have really had a great hunt.
Very comfortable. Very stable. That's one thing I really liked about it. Had a deer come up behind me and I was able just to flop around, get a nice shot off on it. Didn't move, didn't creak, didn't do anything. Did everything that you can ask for.
Being able to shoot in any direction is the fifth tree lounge advantage that affects one's chances of seeing or shooting deer. Being able to shoot in any direction is a major advantage. Most deer hunters have had big bucks come up from behind their stands and were unable to get a shot at them because of the design of their tree stand. Shooting to the rear from a tree lounge is safe and easy, whether gun or bow hunting.
You can look all the way around. The best thing I like about this stand is you can look at 360 around the tree. You're not limited to just looking, you're looking from side to side. You actually can turn around in this thing and shoot behind you. That's one of the neat things about this stand. You get up on your knee and shoot behind you. Any deer that's back there, you hear coming. A lot of other stands you can't turn around because the tree is in your way. This thing, you can get up on a knee, swivel around, and shoot that bugger right behind the tree, and it's excellent for that.
Dean's getting ready to take a float trip into the Louisiana Bayou to hunt whitetail. Let's join him.
One of my most productive hunting techniques, especially during late season like this, is to take a float trip into one of my favorite areas to hunt whitetails. Now here I have flooded timber that runs for several miles back here. There's all kind of islands back in there with a lot of whitetails on them. You know, it's late in the season, the post rut is on. There's already been a lot of hunting pressure on these deer, so this is ideal to try to find a good buck. Hey, it's mid-morning. I'm probably 2 miles back in these flooded swamps. In front of me here's a big island that looks to be, several hundred acres. There's a lot of hardwoods here. I can see some good thickets. I'm sure there's some good bucks on this island here. You know, with a post rut on like this, late season, I'm sure that I'm gonna be able to find a lot of sign. I'm gonna get out and look around and scout and see if I can find a place to put my tree lands. Hey, I've got my tree land set up on this big hardwood tree. When I get up about 20 feet, I'll be able to see this whole area. And all around me is a lot of cane thickets. There's a lot of good bedding areas. I found a lot of browse area, I think, where these deer have been feeding in the afternoons. I've also found some good post-rut sign. I found a couple of fresh scrapes and some old horn trees where it looks like maybe there's a good buck in this area. I'm really excited about this afternoon's hunt. Hey, let's go hunting. There's a deer. That's a buck. That's a good buck. That buck is circling over. He's in that thick brush. He's gonna come out in that opening right there. He's down right there. He's down. That's a good buck. Whew. Let me get in and go to him. That's a good buck. He's down. Look at this buck. Big old body. Big heavy horned 8-pointer. Look how rough that is. This buck is probably 4.5 years old. I'll tell you, hunting the late season post rut like this sometimes is a lot of fun. I was able to find some good thickets where they were bedding and a lot of browse in here where they've been feeding through here, and it's really paid off. I was able to do a float trip and get back into these swamps where there's not a lot of hunting pressure. I have really had a great hunt. Look at this buck.
Every year, the nice folks at Tree Lounge receive hundreds of letters from satisfied Tree Lounge owners, and this is one of their favorites. This one comes from Paul T. Rodenbush of Chagrin Falls, Ohio, about his 12-year-old son, Gregory. Last season, Gregory Rodenbush harvested a non-typical 20-point whitetail buck that Green scored an impressive 233 points on the Boone and Crockett scoring system. This buck ranks as one of the largest whitetail bucks ever taken in Ohio. Gregory was using the Tree Lounge when he harvested this big buck, and the letter reads like this. Dear Sirs, my son Gregory shot this big buck from my Tree Lounge, which I bought from you 3 years ago. I also got my biggest buck with the Tree Lounge 3 days after Greg shot his from the same tree. It was my second big buck from the Tree Lounge, and I have recommended it to everyone.
I know Greg and his dad will remember that day forever, and the nice folks at Tree Lounge are happy to be a part of it.
Being able to shoot with a rest aim is the sixth Tree Lounge advantage that affects one's chances of seeing or shooting deer. In fact, shooting experts agree that shooting with the rest aim will double or even triple a hunter's chances of making a clean one-shot kill. The design of most stands does not lend them to shooting with the rest aim. The hunter who uses a Tree Lounge can always shoot with the rest aim when shooting from the front, the left, the right, or even to the rear. If you have a good rifle, average shooting ability, and a Tree Lounge, you should be able to make a clean one-shot kill on any deer within 200 yards. Now let's join Dean as he takes us to the mountains of southeast Montana to hunt mule deer.
Hey, I've got a great spot picked out to hunt this afternoon. Over here is a long point covered with pine trees that runs out over this draw down below. I can shoot that far mountain plus everything in the draw below me. And off to my left right here is another draw that kind of hooks around this other point. I can see several hundred yards up that way should a buck come from there. And down on this mountainside in the bottom here, there's all kind of buck sign. There's trails everywhere, there's rubs. It's obvious that there's a lot of bucks in this area. Hey, it's mid-afternoon. I've got my Tree Lounge set up on this pine out on this point. I can see this whole area. It's cooling off quick. The deer are going to be moving soon. It's going to be a great evening. Hey, let's go hunt. There's a buck. There's two bucks. There's several bucks. One of them's a shooter. Let's get a shot. He's hit. Yeah, he's down. Let me get in and go to him. Yeah, he's down. Look at the size of this buck. Oh, that is a real dandy. Look at those forks. Good spread, good high rack, white tips. He is really beautiful. I tell you what, I have had a great hunt. There's a lot of bucks like this in this country.
Now let's meet veteran whitetail hunter and Tree Lounge owner Kurt Foster of Bethel, Ohio.
The Tree Lounge afforded me the opportunity to kill this buck, and for several reasons. One was I was able to get high enough in the air to allow the thermocurrents and the wind currents to bypass this buck, because he come up from behind me, which was the way the wind was blowing. And the only reason I can see that he didn't smell me is I was up too high in the tree for the wind to hit him, so it blew right over him. And the second thing would be is I had to shoot directly behind my tree stand to shoot this deer through a sapling thicket that had hundreds of little saplings. I mean, the biggest area I could find to shoot him was about a 6-inch opening to him. And I laid my gun up on the backrest and just laid my crosshairs right up in that opening and waited for the buck to come, and I shot and killed him. So as far as I'm concerned, the tree lounge killed this deer, not me.
The tree lounge gives the bow hunter 6 advantages which have a direct effect on hunting success. Comfort is the first of these advantages, and comfort is just as important in bow hunting as it is in gun hunting. However, instead of using a reclining position as when gun hunting, the tree lounge is placed at a steeper angle so that the bow hunter is in a sitting position. There's more waiting than shooting when bow hunting for deer. The comfort of the tree lounge sling seat lets the bow hunter stay in their stand for as long as they want. The next tree lounge advantage is being able to stand up to shoot. In fact, shooting from the tree lounge equipped with the bow hunting adapter is just like shooting on a target range. Being able to stand up to shoot greatly improves one's ability to make a clean one-shot kill. Once you see a deer, it only takes a few seconds to get into shooting position. The third bow hunting advantage, the tree lounge is one of the quietest tree stands made. This lets you get into shooting position without making any noise that could spook game that is close by. The next advantage is mobility. Adding a bow hunting adapter will not hinder your ability to rotate your stand sights or to move to a newly discovered hotspot, as it will still telescope into a compact unit for easy backpack-style carrying. Having the ability to safely hunt high is just as important for the bow hunter as it is for the gun hunter. In fact, it's probably more important. When bow hunting, most of your shots will be 20 yards or less. When a buck is this close, there's a good chance that he will see you or smell you before you can get a shot off. The message is clear. Hunting high can greatly improve a bow hunter's chances of success. The final tree lounge advantage that has a direct effect on bow hunting success is the ability to shoot in any direction. This is not the case with most tree stands. Here, our hunter demonstrates this feature. The ability to shoot a bow a full 360 degrees is an important advantage. This means you do not have to ride off those deer that approach from the rear.
I gun hunt out of it, I bow hunt out of it, but my bow adapter allows me to stay in that tree from before daylight until after dark and not even have to come out of it. I can eat lunch in there, I can sleep, I don't have to go in and out of the woods, scatter and scent. I can sit there while everybody else goes in and out of the woods and they'll push deer to me. Well, as far as I'm concerned, tree lounge is the finest stand ever been built, because we've handled, on the shop, we get a chance to try out a lot of tree stands. We have salesmen come by every day. How about carry this stand? Well, I'll look at it and I can critique a stand right quick and tell them what's either right or wrong with it. Tree lounge haven't found anything wrong with it.
One of my all-time favorite bow hunts was a black bear hunt in New Brunswick, Canada. My guide had located where a big bear was using, and in this situation, patience paid off. Hey, let's go hunt.
I'm about 25 feet of this big pine right here. Down below is that creek I was telling you about just a few minutes ago with that beaver pond. There's all kind of bear trails below me here. There's some big tracks right down there. Trail coming in from my right, trail coming under this tree. Another trail running down this ridge right here. I've put some scent out so if the bear comes through, he'll stop and smell around. And hopefully I'll get a shot at him. It's been raining earlier today and it's fair off right now. We've got 2 or 3 hours before dark. It's going to be a good evening. Let's see what happens.
After a couple of hours in my tree lounge, the big Bruin stepped out of the thick brush. Hey, take my word for it, nothing will get your heart pumping like a big bear at close range. He came out for a few seconds and then disappeared like a black ghost. A few minutes later, he returned, and I knew this was the critical moment that I'd been waiting for.
He's down. Look at the size of that bear.
Boy, oh boy. He's a nice one.
Look at that critter. Isn't he a big one? Look at that.
Flies. Boy.
Look at the head on that bear, Blake. God, isn't he beautiful?
I told you he was here tonight.
You did. You put me on him. I'll tell you what. Yeah. Look at there. That's a big bear in it. Look at those teeth. What do you think he is, 10, 12 years old maybe?
I'd say around 10 years old by the looks of the weight. That bear's,
what a thrill.
Just guessing, around 400.
A conventional type tree stand may give you a place to stand or sit, but the tree lounge gives you a whole lot more. For the tree lounge is the most versatile tree stand made. It can be used as a climbing tree stand or as a fixed position tree stand. It can be used for gun hunting, or with the addition of the tree lounge bow hunting adapter, it can be used for bow hunting. The tree lounge gives you a choice. You can sit up, you can recline, or you can lie down. It can be used as a litter type carrier. It makes an excellent cleaning rack. It makes a comfortable camp lounge. And with the addition of a pair of tree lounge wheels, it makes a very handy camp cart. The tree lounge is a lot more than just a tree stand. It's a fantastic piece of equipment that can do a number of jobs and can do each of them exceedingly well. With the tree lounge, you can design a stand that suits your needs from the simple to the elaborate. In addition, there are many other items you can order from your tree lounge catalog. A handy utility pack for storing food, binoculars, dry clothing, or anything the serious whitetail hunter needs. The tree lounge bow hunting adapter, which allows the hunter to stand or sit. The bow holder, which holds your bow in any position for easy pickup. Gun holder, especially handy when eating, changing clothing, or where there's a danger of falling asleep. The tree lounge pillow, which has 3 functions. When sitting, it pads the back. When reclined, it becomes a pillow for the head, and when carrying the tree lounge, it pads the back. The tree lounge chill pad gives extra comfort and provides extra insulation to the hunter's backside during cold weather. The tree nest is a combination pillow, chill pad, and padded armrest, the ultimate in tree stand comfort. The tree lounge wheels convert the tree lounge into a very handy camp cart for hauling deer, wood, or camping equipment. The sniper shack is a lightweight, waterproof rain and sun shelter which assembles in less than 2 minutes. Any and all of these items were designed to make your hunting experience more comfortable and more enjoyable.
Hey, I've got a great place picked out to hunt here. Look behind me at this big live oak tree. This tree must be 300 years old. There's an opening right up top there I can set my tree lounge in and look out this way, yet have some cover from the deer side. Now on this side is this big sendero that runs several hundred yards down here. On either side of it, there's all kind of horn trees, there's all kind of trails, and it's just going to be an excellent spot because the rut is on. When the rut's on, you want to be able to see a long way, and this allows me to do that. And I think the key to success on this hunt is going to be to get my tree lounge up in this tree and set all day long because, you know, the rut, you could see a buck during the midday as well as in the morning or evening. So I'm really looking forward to this hunt. Let's get set up. Into my hunt, a mature buck slowly worked his way through the thick brush several hundred yards out. One quick look at this buck and I knew he was a shooter. Due to the distance and the thickness of the trees, I couldn't get a clean shot. With the rut in full swing, I decided to try to rattle him back into closer range. There he is, he's coming in.
I think I'm gonna take him.
He's hit. He's hit hard. Look at the size of this buck. Look at that rack. Look at there. That must be a 20 or 22 inch spread. That is something. This is an older buck. He's probably 5.5 or 6.5 years old. Big 8-point with a left G2 fork right there. I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun to hunt these big deer during the rut like this. I knew there was a big buck here. He'd had the area torn up, and this is probably the one that was doing it. I've really had a great time.
Bob, you got the tree lounge on the metal pole. What you demonstrating now?
Well, next, Dean, is one of my favorite demonstrations. I'm going to show what it's like for an Alabama redneck who runs out of his beer going to the pick-em-up store for another 6-pack.
Oh, no.
He's got to be very careful. You have to be careful when you're climbing with these things. You know that?
I see that. Oh, man. Bob, I tell you what, you're always fun to be around. What you did demonstrate was if you was in most conventional stands, you'd have slid out of that tree straight out.
I have no problem at all with the tree lounge.
Look how it holds. You can turn that thing any way you want to,
well,
and it's got the tree holding the
You set it like that, set up here, you think it would slip. It doesn't.
Incredible. Incredible. You can literally walk completely around the frame of this tree lounge, and it will not slip, even on a metal pole.
It doesn't shift at all.
Exactly. You know, not to mention all the other advantages like being able to shoot 360 degrees with a tree lounge, comfort, the list goes on and on.
You got about 22 major advantages.
It's incredible, Bob. You sold me, I'll tell you what, you didn't have to. I've used the tree lounge for years, and I think I'm speaking for thousands of hunters that have had success with it over the years harvesting deer. Speaking of deer, let's go look at another great hunt.
Let's go.
All right. Hey, now let's meet Margaret Heich.
Margaret Heich is a hunting grandmother who has harvested more trophy bucks than most professional hunters. Margaret has appeared in numerous hunting videos with national distribution that exceeds over 1 million copies.
I'm visiting with Margaret Heich, the better half of Tree Lounge, or should I say the shooting half of Tree Lounge. Margaret, you're quite a hunter.
Thank you, Dean. I didn't even start until late in life. When Bob and I first got married, he wanted somebody to be able to hunt with him and fish with him, and I never had really spent much time in the woods. Had never hunted before, and did a little plinking with a .22, but had never shot a big rifle. And I've learned to really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun. And when it quits being fun, you shouldn't get out there and do it anymore. It gives me a great deal of pleasure.
That's right. I can tell you have a lot of fun when you hunt. And I'll tell you what, you are a natural at harvesting those deer. I've heard that you've harvested some 60-something trophy bucks over the years.
Bob keeps track of them. I don't even know how many there is now. but he keeps track of them for me.
You know, you have influenced a lot of hunters in America. You're probably one of the foremost lady hunters in America, and you have influenced a lot of male hunters, and especially female hunters.
Well, it's amazing how many of the males, you know, have got out there hunting, as well as the women too. But they figure if that overweight, gray-haired grandma can do it, so can I. And because of the way we hunt, it's very, very simple. I have good equipment. My rifle shoots well. I am capable of holding the crosshairs where I need to put them. I hunt high, and I go out there for the duration. I come down when it's dark, or for a deluge or whatever, you know. But I don't come down just to say, hey, what's on the other side of the hill.
Well, you certainly have the best equipment to spend all day in the tree. The Tree Lounge, you know, is one of the finest stands in America, and you and Bob have designed that to where you can spend the right time it takes to harvest a trophy buck.
Most of the time, if you're in an area where there's going to be big deer, sooner or later they're going to be back there and come by you. And when the other hunters get down and start walking around, they run them right by me anyway. So.
Well, as you know, you have got the best tree stand in the country to hunt out of. You designed that to spend ample time in the tree, and it has allowed you to harvest those big bucks. I tell you what, why don't we take just a minute and look at some more great deer hunting by Margaret Heich.
Recently, we packed up the crew and headed to one of the most popular hunting shows in the country, the Dixie Deer Classic. I was amazed at how many hunters there already owned a Tree Lounge and how eager they were to talk about it. Here's what they had to say.
Well, one, I can stay in my tree stand longer, and I'm a lot more comfortable so my back doesn't start hurting. And I've got a place to put my gun or my bow, and I don't have to hold it, and I feel safe in it, real safe in it.
I think it's awesome. I think it's the best tree stand made. I really do.
They're the safest stand on the market. One reason I got them is I've had 2 back surgeries. A lot of these small stands I'm scared of. They're not put together very well. These with a telescopic, the safest stand made. You can't beat them. You can stay up in the stand all day. You got the bow adapter. You can stand up, sit down, lay down, go to sleep. You got it all.
I fell out of a couple other stands before I bought my tree lounge, and since I bought the tree lounge, I feel secure, and it's great. It's the one to buy.
It feels like a lazy boy to me. I love it. I mean, it's got everything you need: your bow holder, gun holder, even storage underneath. I mean, you can just kick back and relax and just move very little and wait on your deer all day long.
I don't mind shooting distance. That's another thing about it, is that you adjust your angle as the tree gets smaller. You can scoot down. You can use your knees as rest, use your side rails as rest. That is so important for long shots.
And you would recommend a tree lounge to anybody?
Absolutely. I would definitely recommend a tree lounge over any stand made in the world.
Well, if nothing else, this is the most steady rest I've ever shot out of. I'd rather shoot off of this than off a bench rest. And I don't have the pulse. I don't have to worry. I can take my time and move real slow. I don't have to worry about slipping or making noise. It works for me. I won't hunt out of anything else now.
Most comfortable stand I've ever owned. After my first year hunting with it, I had 4 other tree stands and sold every one of them. I'm going to use this one until it wears out. When it wears out, I'm going to buy another.
Easy to get on, easy to get off, easy to climb with. And I always look at that video, I figure if she can do it, I can do it.
You got it.
So it's easy. It's a nice tree stand.
It's the best stand we've ever hunted out of. They're quiet. You don't have to worry about them slipping out of the tree. You can put them in any position you want. You sleep in them. You can hunt out of them. If your wife gets mad and throws you out of the house, you got a bed to sleep in.
It's safe, it's comfortable. If you sleep, that's the toughest part, staying awake. You get so comfortable up there. I don't mind hunting high in it, because it is safe. Best stand I've ever had.
Yes, for ladies, I would definitely recommend it because it's easy, it's safe. You feel secure when you're in it. You climb in it, it's very, very easy.
Well, compared to what I've used in the past, just the comfort is amazing. I just enjoy it. The other that I've used in the past is no comparison. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't be able to stay up there all day compared to this. So I definitely recommend it.
I recommend it to everybody because all my friends have one. I've had one for 14 years. In fact, we bought 5 of them at the same time. And I enjoyed it. Setting-wise, you can't beat it.
This is right now the best.
Shooting-wise, it's steady. So I prefer it than any other stand I've ever had.
Durability. Don't make a lot of noise. You can move, whatever. Don't make no noise. Sit very comfortable.
You feel safe in it?
Oh, yeah. Feel real safe. The only tree stand I feel safe in, to be honest with you, because you can roll over, you won't fall out, stand up, you don't feel like you're going to fall out.
You can get down in there and a whole lot warmer when you got your pads on the sides. You know, you can sit there a lot longer.
Recommend them to anybody?
Anybody. If you ain't got one, you better get one.
The Tree Lounge and Tree Lounge accessories are not sold in retail stores or by mail-order catalogs. Instead, when you purchase your Tree Lounge directly from us, we build them and ship the Tree Lounge directly to you. Purchasing directly from us saves you money. When you buy other tree stands, you put money in the pocket of the manufacturer's rep, the distributor, and the retail store before you receive your tree stand. By purchasing your Tree Lounge directly from us, you eliminate these middlemen, saving you over $100 per unit. This is how we're able to offer you premium quality at affordable prices. Because of our satisfaction guarantee, you can order from us with confidence. We've been in business for over 20 years and have thousands of repeat satisfied customers. We're a member of the Tree Stand Manufacturers Association and a longtime member in good standing with the Cumming Chamber of Commerce in Forsyth County, Georgia. If you buy a Tree Lounge from us and are not fully satisfied with it, simply return it to us within 30 days of the purchase for a full refund. When choosing a tree stand, you need to look for one that will give you the features for your kind of hunting. And you need to remember, the tree stand is the most important piece of equipment a hunter can buy. The kind of tree stand you choose will have a direct effect on your personal safety, on your hunting pleasure, and on your chances of seeing and shooting deer every time you climb a tree, trip after trip, season after season. If you're serious about deer hunting and want to make your hunting dreams come true, well, there's really only one choice. It's the Tree Lounge, designed to make tree stand hunting safe, enjoyable, and successful.
I think you'll agree that hunting with a Tree Lounge will make you a more successful deer hunter. By hunting with a Tree Lounge, your hunts will be safer, much more comfortable, and I'll bet you it'll double your chances of seeing and harvesting deer. I'm inviting you to join the tens of thousands of successful hunters all over North America that enjoy the benefits of owning a Tree Lounge. Hey, I'm Dean Durham, wishing you a safe and productive deer hunting season. Until next time, good luck and good hunting.